everybody. What's going on? Welcome to our regular viewers in the chat room. We always appreciate you guys. Welcome to the show. It's called Punchlines. We're live right here from the South Point Casino. There's the sports book right behind us. The show's called Punchlines, and I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And today's show will be entertaining, but not as shocking as yesterday with the multiple F-bombs dropped on the show. But
who did that?
Yeah, yesterday's show may be about this shocking. All right, so this clip here, this was some low-league Paraguay soccer team. They're holding the trophy up, and a power line comes, and the trophy goes flying away. What is this saying here, Ryan? This is aftermath?
Yeah, this is just kind of them getting the trophy down from the power lines.
I thought it was like a scene from Stranger Things or something.
Kind of something wild, but hey, congratulations, you won the trophy, and I'm just glad nobody's dead. My God.
I think they were shocked.
They were shocked. Oh, boy. He's, okay, behind the glass, he's like the L train. I don't know if I didn't edit this, but I got to read my script. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see the original version?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I forgot to look at this. Hold on, folks. Here we go. Behind the glass, he's like the L train in Chicago. He's always dependable no matter how the season. Let me try this again. He's like the L train in Chicago. He's always dependable no matter the season. He makes Chicago proud. And like the L, he never stops running on time. Our producer, Ryan McCormick. There you go, Ryan.
Was
a little
that
Chicago thing going on?
that was like a Hard Knocks reference?
It was, because I watched Hard Knocks last night, and I told you whatever I'm watching is usually inspiring me to write your little intro.
Yeah.
And I saw the L train go by, and I said, "That's Ryan."
When they said that they're like the L train is always running in Chicago, but the Bears are looking for W's.
Yes, I thought that was great.
Wow, that is cheesy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Okay, it's very good. It was very good, like the way they're going down the river there.
Yeah.
And then they'd fans cheering them and stuff.
Yeah,
You just said, "Man," I go, "Hey, man, this is really good," and you wrote back, "Man."
Or is that just because Ryan lived in a van down by the river?
The man next to me, ladies and gentlemen, he's pitching on 0 days rest. He started 4 shows in a row and finished 4 shows in a row. My favorite left-hander, World Series champ, Denny Neagle, ladies and gentlemen. Yay.
That's because I'm old school, man. I finished the job.
You just go 4 games. Like Cy Young used to pitch.
0 days rest.
Right. Cy Young used to pitch like 3 games. That's how he won 511 games. Right? There was a comedian always had a joke. "Hey, Cy, how many games you pitch?" "Put me down for 4 wins." I mean, like, he pitched like 3. They pitched like 2 or 3 games a day, and he gets a win.
Yeah.
It's an unbreakable
2 3-man rotations.
Yes, right. Exactly. Ryan, so wait, back to Hard Knocks. I really liked it, and you just said, "Meh."
Really?
Yeah, I think it's setups. I mean, that's what the first episode does. The pilot does. It sets up for the rest.
Sure. I thought Eberflus was likable. He's got the beard working.
Yeah, they got to get you to know the characters.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Eberflus definitely came off as likable.
Yeah.
Not so much as a coach.
Yeah, right. No, that's exactly what you texted me. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, hey, he's a likable guy. And you're like, but can he coach football?
Yeah, not like.
So I did hear because my son just FaceTimed me right before the show, and he was saying the cool thing about what's Jonathan Owens?
Yes.
How they let him go and watch Simone compete in the Olympics.
They gave him like 4 or 5 days off so he could go see his wife Simone Biles play, and they follow him packing and stuff. It's actually really cool.
Yeah,
that was actually the coolest part.
Yeah, no, it was
Cole Kmet throwing out the
really.
first pitch.
It's always really cool. Hard Knocks just does a great job of giving you the behind the scenes on things. So.
And Caleb Williams had to sing. Did you see that?
Yeah, and then so did a lineman.
Yeah, who was that? Yeah, don't give it away.
Yeah,
that was kind of fun.
Cole Kmet threw out the first pitch.
He threw out the first pitch at Wrigley and zipped it in.
Hummed it in. Yeah,
he's a left-hander. It looks like he could pitch middle relief.
I can't wait to see this one.
That was actually one of the better first pitches I've ever seen.
No, he zings it in.
May have not been a strike, but
what's that?
Give that fan a contract.
Seriously, that's the guy you were talking about outside. He actually is the guy that I bet a lot last year. I'd take the over on primetime games of his receptions. Cole Kmet, me and B-Town Dummy.
Yeah, he's a sleeper tight end.
Yeah. Help that offense. Help Caleb.
Yeah, Mr. GM.
This is true.
Mr. GM. Caleb seemed likable in it too. I enjoyed him.
I think that's the difference in our fantasy football philosophies, though, is you go with Steelers. I do my best to avoid Bears.
That way you don't.
If they fail me, it just pisses me off even more.
Right. Okay.
It's going to be hard not to take a couple of those receivers now. Though.
Yeah. Especially, with
also on the show today, ladies and gentlemen, a very accomplished actor who's been up for several Primetime Emmy Awards. This is an old buddy of Denny. He has a great story on how they met. I remember him from Aaron Sorkin's Sports Night, which Ann also remembers. Dead Poets Society. I got to get a Robin Williams story out of him.
Knox Overstreet.
And The Good Wife. What's that?
Knox Overstreet.
Knox Overstreet, which is one of the best names.
Yep.
Which would be a great pin for your email.
And I was devastated what happened to his character in The Good Wife.
Spoiler alert! What if someone's going to watch the show now?
Ryan, I'm sorry, Ryan. Did I ruin it for you?
You did.
Bruce Willis is dead in The Sixth Sense. No! That's always my one. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
and don't give it away, but the Titanic did actually sink.
No, it didn't. By the way, did you see that conspiracy theory? It wasn't the Titanic. It was the other ship, the Olympic, and he knows. I knew Caden would know. If you do a deep dive, it's not actually the Titanic. It was the sister ship.
But tell us in Pitbull's voice.
Come on, Mr. 305. He did the best Pitbull, ladies and gentlemen, the other day. I noticed the shot, by the way. We have a lot of orange and a lot of black. I know. Hands like, yeah, it's showing.
It's very vibrant.
You're wearing an Orioles shirt.
Too bad it's not Halloween.
Yeah, this would be the best show. Ryan is wearing, everyone knows that's Mike Evans, number 13.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw you, like, oh, nice Mike Evans jersey.
Yeah, it's exactly what
After I said Doug Williams, Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady.
Diggs.
This is my hometown team, and I'm doing it in honor of our guest today as well, too.
And for the bit we're about to show, I wore this is the bridge, Clementi Bridge in Pittsburgh.
Where's the bridge?
I was right about here. You start here, and then you end there. Ryan got me this shirt. Very sweet of him.
Yeah, mine's
cool,
actually.
It is a cool shirt, isn't it?
Episode 213. So.
Right.
13.
Oh, Bo. That's why Greg Vaughn wants him as the GM.
Season, so.
How many jerseys would you say you own?
Not as many hats as I own.
No, you own way more hats. How many hats? Over 50 hats?
Easily.
100.
Easily.
Oh my God. What?
As many times as I've seen Jurassic Park 3 is how many hats I have.
He's seen Jurassic Park 3 like 500 times.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was like his movie when he was a kid. He'd put in.
We burned through 3 DVDs.
3 DVDs. And now he's taking down the internet.
Frank
the
has
internet.
it on beta.
That's actually maybe true. But by the way, they're wearing the creamsicles, I think, this year, Tampa Bay. They are wearing them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be
They're the best.
I love them.
76 when they came into the league. Best quote ever. John McKay was the coach.
Oh, that's right.
Right? And the reporter asked him, what do you think of the execution of your team? I'm all for it. That's what I think when I see those creamsicles.
That is one of the all-time classic
I'm all for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So speaking of football, the Indianapolis Colts might have a good year. We don't know enough about Richardson yet. Do you draft him in your fantasy league high? I've seen him on charts high, but he just hasn't played enough.
Yeah.
He hasn't even played enough in high school or college. But anyway, the Colts should have a good year. But the cheerleaders, they're an outstanding group, and they do this every year, apparently. They try and catch punts. I wanted to make sure I said that sentence catch punts.
Colts cheerleaders.
And I believe we have a clip of them, and this is our comedy clip of the day. Very funny. This is the Colts cheerleaders, and they get pretty dramatic after they catch it. So crank it up, Sean. Like, this is Janelle. Then she goes into a split. I can't do that. And then there's Sierra. She dropped it. Alyssa. Oh, no, Alyssa. Who would ever drop a punt like that? Denny. She caught it. Denny stayed with it, and then she got drilled by the gunner. Haley, get it, Haley. Now, what do you think? Sierra, second try. Comes back. And then she does the Dougie. I don't know what that is. Right? Allison. Oh, what is that? And then a kip up. All right, Allison's my favorite for that
impressive.
So we figured, all right, how hard is it to catch punts? It's not that hard. So we went out before the show, and you'll see us in the same outfit, and we tried to catch some punts. I think we did pretty well. And I tried to do some gymnastics afterwards. I couldn't do it. So anyway, here's us. Here's our comic. Colts cheerleaders, eat your heart out. Fair catch. He's coming. Oh, he was going to return it.
The stiff arm.
Stiff arm, and then the spin move. Hit the B button.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Ryan to me. I tried to do some gymnastics like the girls. Just looked like an idiot. Now here comes the left-handed pitcher kicks righty.
Oh, he shanked it.
And he shanked it.
Oh, you showed my shank.
Professional athlete.
We showed your shank, which we usually can't. There it is.
Ryan! Yeah.
Ryan brings it in, and Ryan comes back. House call.
Oh, he's making moves. House call.
I should have done
Had your
it.
house call.
What's the new rule? Can I come down?
All right, now this is Sean, who just booms it.
The sky boot, yeah.
And Ryan and I were almost injured. Last one, and this is to Courtney. And she got it.
It's good.
It's good. Field goal.
The fanny pack might have thrown her off. The wind. You can hear it's very windy out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure,
That's why Ryan and I couldn't judge that very well, but there you go. What was more entertaining, us or the Colts? How is that you kick righty? Or you kick righty, but you throw lefty.
I'm amphibious. I told you. I read minds.
You can read minds. What am I thinking right now?
Oh my God, I am your favorite player?
Yes! You've always been my favorite player. You and Andy Van Slyke. My two faves. All right, so anyway, let's do roll call, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what roll call thinks of our punt catching skills. This is where my screen is dark. I don't know. My low power? That's not good. All right, what's going on in there? We got Caden Meza talking. What do we have in there, Ryan? The L in Chicago, because he's loud and in bad neighborhoods. No, you're not. You're in a good neighborhood and you're very not loud.
We have David Sanders in the chat saying that I will now be known as L Train.
There you go. This is your stepdad, right?
Frank the Blade and L Train.
Frank the Blade and L Train. There was a famous football player named the L Train, right? Wasn't there like a running Night Train? Maybe it was Night Train Lane.
Night Train Lane.
Was Larry Johnson the running back, right? Wasn't it from the Chiefs?
Oh, maybe. Yes.
Yes.
The Penn State kid.
Yes.
Okay.
I think they called him the L Train.
That's yours now.
We'll have to look that up.
There was Little Train, who played at Auburn.
Okay.
Night Train. I don't know if I see anything on just L Train.
All right, I don't understand now. So someone is not Nick the Blade or Frank the Blade anymore. They are now Blade Nicotero. I had a lot of drinks at the Salty Dog after that Pirate game last night.
Salty Dog.
Someone's in Maryland.
Yes.
It's Bob. Is it Bob Dell? It's Bob Dell. It's Bob Dell.
It's got to be.
It's Bob Dell. Bob Dell. Bob Delmont.
Yes.
Or Del Pizzo. All right. Blade Nicotero. It has to be Bob. Okay. All right. Mini Dar.
Caden said he likes your Milwaukee shirt.
It's not a Milwaukee. Who said this was Milwaukee? Sean?
Yeah.
Sean goes, is that Milwaukee? I'm like, no, it's a Pittsburgh bridge. We have Josh Charles on who's going to talk a lot about Baltimore, and I figure I got to rep Pittsburgh. So
you said it's the Pittsburgh Braves?
Pittsburgh Bridge. And he's an Orioles fan, which is fine. I'm fine with that, as I've said.
And then we had Jerry in the chat saying there was an edit between my kick and your catch. And we may or may not have a post later about edits between football
I know exactly
clips.
what you're talking about. Okay. There was no edit. I caught the ball clean. How many times do I have to show off my athletic prowess on this show? What about my goal skills?
Come on.
And then we had someone saying the punt returns are solid, but the punting talent is 0.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have to agree on that one. I shanked the first one.
We're all agreeing with you. All right, so keep it coming. David Sanders says you have 596 hats.
He may have sat and
He may have counted them. Maybe he did a quick count like Rain Man or something. Oh, speaking of which, should we get to the day? Or are we doing That's Crazy? We got Josh on deck. We have time for That's Crazy real quick. What's that?
We can do the.
We'll get to Rain Man. Don't worry. Rain Man will be part of the show today.
Dude,
no.
go AI before Crazy.
We're going AI. Let's do AI. Okay, today's date, ladies and gentlemen, it's August 8th, 2024. It's 8/8/24. That's 8/8/24. 4 times 2 is 8, so triple eights. That was my Rain Man take right there. By the way, I take the 8 horse in the 8th race today. Okay, here are the international days: International Cat Day, International Scottish Wildcat Day, and National Dollar Day. Okay, and Denny, there's one more national day I'm going to add to this list before we put them all in the AI machine. Multiple choice. Which one of these is an actual national day today? Is it A, National Make Fun of a Donkey Day, B, National Sneak Some Zucchini onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day, or C, National Lather Yourself in Shaving Cream Day? Which one is actually real?
I thought you were going with the zucchini because of the smug on the baguette.
So is that what your answer is?
No, I'm going to go with the smothering the
shaving cream.
Yes.
No, the actual day. Caden is so happy. The actual day is National Sneak Some Zucchini onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. It makes no sense.
It wasn't sneaking into your Speedo?
It was not. No, but here's the funny thing that Caden did. He figured you would say National Lather Yourself in Shaving Cream Day. So he put that into the AI machine. There's Denny Neagle lathering himself with shaving cream.
Yes.
Not the first time you've had a picture like this. I don't know, because probably because of celebration after a game.
That was just a regular Tuesday night for me.
So anyway, we took all those holidays as we do on the show, and we took a celebrity birthday. It's Dustin Hoffman's. You know how old Dustin Hoffman is today? Dustin Hoffman from Rain Man, Marathon Man, Tootsie, Midnight Cowboy.
76.
87 years old.
What?
I know. It seems Dustin Hoffman's been 87. So here we go. Here's Dustin Hoffman with all those national days put into one. Here's what we get. So there's Dustin Hoffman with a cat, and then he's doing zucchini on his neighbor's porch. But you made up the donkey. I totally made up tease a donkey day.
Well, you made that one up?
I made that up. It's a pretty good one.
See, I don't know what to believe anymore. They have so many crazy national
So
days.
creative.
Jackass.
Jackass. Oh, now you're doing it's Joe Flaherty in Happy Gilmore, who's from Pittsburgh. But let's talk to someone who's originally from Baltimore.
Before we
now,
get to that, we have someone we had Blade Nicotero saying, "Are the Pirates blowing the game behind you?"
Wait, it was 5-4. I thought they were up 5-4.
Yeah, but first and second.
Oh, bases loaded now.
1 out.
Pirates are trying to. We'll get to this in picks with 1236. We have a very special guest. As I mentioned earlier, Dead Poets Society, Sport Night, which we've talked about, Aaron Sorkin Sports Night, which Ann watched the show, tremendous show, and obviously The Good Wife, which you were.
The Good Wife, huge fan of it.
And
Huge
you
fan. Will Gardner.
you just was a total spoiler alert. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting. Actor Josh Charles is on the show. Josh, sports fan, all dressed up. What's happening, buddy?
What's up, guys? How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. We really appreciate you doing the show. Is that an Orioles hat on? Right, there's the O's hat. So Denny wore his Orioles stuff
I wore
too.
my stuff for you, Josh.
Back one too.
Nice.
You have a backup hat.
I got something for Denny. Denny, you remember this?
There we go. Look at that. That's right. I had Mizuno then. Yeah.
All right, tell the story about that glove. Go ahead.
Yeah,
tell
so
us.
Frank was asking me, he said, how'd you and Josh know each other, met, whatever? And I said, well, we kind of met for the first time because you were playing in the celebrity game before our game in Dodger Stadium when I was with the Pirates. You had just done Threesome with Stephen Baldwin and Lara Flynn Boyle. And so I actually had just seen the movie too, Josh. And so I was telling my buddy, I go, hey, dude, that's the guy from Threesome. I think his name's Josh. And I didn't even know you're from Maryland then, but you had like a pancake of a glove. It looked like you had since you were like 5 or 6 years old. So I told the clubhouse kid, I said, hey, go up and grab one of my gloves from the locker. From my locker. And I said, here, Josh, try that one. And you threw a couple with it, and you're like, all right, dude, thanks, man. You're going to hand it back. I said, no, keep it, man. I got like 4 or 5 more in the locker. So, and I was telling him how like a couple years later you were Silverman and said, hey, I still got the glove. And when I texted you the other day, you said the same thing.
There it is.
Got the glove.
I wear this glove. I love this glove, dude. This glove is.
Look at that. It's looking great.
Now, what are the odds that he was a left-hander too? So,
well, when he was playing catch, he was playing left-handed, Frank.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that was sort of always sort of cemented yourself as like there's a couple moments where people do really kind things like that. Like I remember Kurtwood Smith when we were filming Dead Poets Society. He had a flannel shirt in the elevator, and I was like, "Oh, I like that shirt." And he was like, "Oh yeah," and then like he just gave it to me another day, and like this was like one where I was like, "All right, you're already from Maryland, I like you," but then I was like, Denny Neagle went up a notch, and this glove. I love telling it. Like this year, my son, we were up in the Cape for a month. It's where we kind of go in the summers. My wife's from up in the Boston area. And my son's really getting into baseball now, and he did the Orleans Firebirds, which is the Cape Cod League. You know, and so it was so fun for me, like showing some guys, some of the kids that are, they're all sophomores in college. Oh, this is Denny Nagle's glove. They were like, "Yeah, let me see that. That was cool." They were like, crusty inside, but I've oiled it, and no, it's done well. I like this one.
Cape brings back great memories too. I played for the YD Red Sox, the Yarmouth Port Dennis Red Sox.
Wow.
Yeah. They Orleans in the playoffs last night. I think or Tuesday. I think we watched it, or it was either we watched it on the computer, Rocco and I, my son, and it was
nice,
nothing.
That's your son's name is Rocco, which is tremendous. Now, I have a question. We know you're an Orioles fan. You mentioned your wife's from the New England area. How does this work? Is Rocco raised an Oriole fan or a Red Sox fan?
No, but both my children. I mean, my daughter's less interested in sports right now, but my son, we live in New York, right? We live in the city. So for me, like, it was really important to try to keep him Baltimore centric. Done everything I can do, and it's succeeded so far. He doesn't care. He'll wear his Oriole gear. He'll wear his Ravens gear to school. Anybody says anything, he doesn't care.
Nice.
So he's fearless. He's hardcore. I'll actually tell you, I was telling the story last night at dinner. This is how hardcore he is. We were at the Orioles game. It was the Orioles-Phillies series, right? About a month or so ago. Remember that big series? Yeah. And Coach Brown, Randy Brown, who's the coach for the Ravens, is a special teams, coordinator, and works with Tucker and the kickers. And his daughter was singing the national anthem. And I saw him. We were sitting kind of behind home plate, and we were talking, connecting. And Rocco had met him before at Ravens practice. And his son was with him. And his son is a special teams coach for Philly, for the And so we're there, we're talking, and Randy's like, "Oh, you got to guys come back to practice. You got my number if you need it. Just come to practice." Sure. And then his son really nicely says, "And if you want to come to Eagles practice at all, happy to like take you around." And my son was just like, "Eagles practice? Nah, I'm good."
Good. Now, Josh, I was going to try not to bring this up. I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh. The Ravens are your team. The Ravens are my most hated sports team. But I respect them. I respect them because of the rivalry. But how are you feeling about Lamar Jackson this season and your Ravens?
I feel pretty good. I mean, I feel good about the Ravens this year. I liked our draft. I think people are just sort of forgetting like a sleepy thing that happened is this Derrick Henry, joining. That's going to be a bit of a mess for teams if he stays healthy, which no reason to think he won't. I mean, his trainer was saying he's in the best shape he's ever seen him in whole career, and stronger and can cut better. And I think Kyle Hamilton, just another year under his belt, what a superstar he is. I think the loss of Patrick Queen will hurt, but I also think Trenton Simpson, is really fast, and I feel like they feel he can fit into that position. Obviously, like some edge rush and some O-line stuff are the big questions, but I think the Ravens always do it well. We'll find the pieces where we need. Some guys will drop right now, and when people are getting cut, and we'll fill and get some depth in positions. But I think I think we'll be good this year. I'm optimistic. How are you feeling about your?
I will definitely be going after Derrick Henry in some drafts.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Patrick Queen, where did he go? He didn't stay within the division, though. Where did he sign?
Yeah, with the Steelers.
Oh, that's right. I cannot believe that, man. That's like That's like Yankees and Red Sox, Ravens, Steelers. That rarely happens
for me.
And I got to know him a little bit, and first of all, he's a really nice guy. He really is. He's a great guy, and he was having such a great year. Even before Roquan came, he was really sort of turning around. So you guys got yourself a great player. I think Tomlin, that's a smart move. That hurts though. As a Ravens fan, that hurts. It'll definitely make those games a little bit chippy. You guys have had our number lately. The games are always close, but I've been at a lot of them lately on our side, and we've been losing those close ones. So hopefully we'll turn that around this year.
Yeah.
All right, here, I'm going to shift gears with you here, Josh. I got to ask you, I'm sure you've been asked this tons of times, but what was it like working with that? First of all, the cast that you guys work with the Dead Poet Society, and then, because God, so many of you guys wanted to have great careers and stuff, but what was it like working with Robin Williams too?
Yeah.
That was great, man. He was a cool dude. He really was. I think there's an anniversary coming up this year of his passing, and so just did some interviews lately of talking about him. He was lovely to us. I think that the most generous thing I can say about him is he was funny and could be funny, at the drop of a hat. But he was more than that. And even at a young age, as it being my first big movie, I could still see that, there was a seriousness about him. And he was complex, like all interesting talents. He had a lot of complexity and a lot of depth to him. And he also was really generous in the sense that, he knew that this film was also about the boys, and he knew his place in the film, which was a very important part, but it wasn't just his story. Yeah. And so he really worked to keep his profile as low as humanly possible, given that he was this gigantic movie star. But I'll just always remember that. I remember making him laugh. I used to do Richard Pryor for him. I grew up and he laugh. Some Pryor bits at him, and that would always make me really, really smile. So yeah.
Okay, wait a second.
He was a good.
Josh, listen. Those are two of my favorite comedians. As a comic, can you do a little of your Richard Pryor, possibly?
No. I'm not. I'm rusty, but I used to do it quite a bit. That was all I would do. It's all I would do. And I would imitate him. And it got me in a lot of trouble in elementary school. But I loved him. I appreciated him. I got into comedy as a kid and very briefly, and then sort of became an actor. But I appreciated his talents. Like I was obsessed with Richard Pryor. I wasn't just like I thought he was funny and he was a brilliant comedian. I mean, like I read his biography or one of these biographies about him, and I read that was the report I did in like fourth grade. I mean, I was obsessed with him and his life story and just how fascinating it was, and the pain that he came from and what he made out of that. beautiful art. And I also just thought the characters he created were so vibrant and brilliant that that it was relatable to this little, putz in Baltimore, growing up.
And by the way, that movie, you've probably seen it yourself. What is it? My JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling, where he kind of unbelievable, underrated movie no one knows about. So check that out. JoJo, he plays himself basically.
He does, and he directed it. I think the movie would have been served with him not directing it, frankly. But I agree, there's some great stuff in it, and it's such a profound story. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about people making a Richard Pryor movie. I think even Scorsese was maybe producing or directing it. I hope that happens.
Wow.
It's his story. I loved him.
They say the good comedians, all the comedy comes from the pain and stuff, right? I think Frank gets his from the pain of Pittsburgh losing to Baltimore teams.
There's a lot of pain there. Ryan, our producer, has some live comments that are going on.
Yeah, so we had a couple live comments. One asking, what does Josh think Dan Rydell is up to today?
Good question. His character from Sports Night.
And then we had...
He's probably, I'm going to guess, how long has it been? He's probably shifted into some... I don't think he's on doing sports anymore. I think he's doing sort of a podcast. He would have been one of the first sort of Mark Maron-esque kind of, you know what I mean? That's my guess. That's what I would say. That's the best guess I have. I haven't really thought about it.
That's excellent.
And then we had another one, this one from Bob Dell, asking how did you go about getting the role in We Own the Night? Did you go after it hard, or did it kind of just happen?
We Own the City?
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
Jesus, Bob.
We Own the Night was that a friend of mine directed, but We Own the City. You know what? I really always wanted to work with David and George. I was a big fan of The Wire, being from Baltimore, and so I knew that story. I knew that story very well, and the role came up. And no, I mean they were interested in me, but I had to read for it, So I went and I read for it, and then met with them, and then they offered it to me, and I was glad they did because I knew the story. I was really excited to be a part of telling that story. It was a really painful, brutal story about Baltimore, but one that as soon as I was reading it and Justin's reporting, I was like, this is a film or a TV show. This is it's like a Western, it was unreal. So, yeah.
Sweet. All right. So Josh, my question is, it seems like, I don't know if it's in every role that you've ever had, but it seems like in some of your roles, in some of your TV shows and movies, you've had at least one scene where you've had a nose hat on or something, or a t-shirt. Dude, just out of curiosity's sake, do you ever get that written into your contract or ask if you can do that?
I tried. I never got it written in my contract. I mean, that was the joke. I mean, some people that knew me, the characters. I mean, Bernthal and I's characters wear a lot of Ravens and Orioles gear, and their counterparts did do that. And I know the guy I played, Herschel, was a really big sports fan, and so that was hilarious. People were like, "Did he just use his own costumes?" And the truth is that I think I did. I mean, they had all the costumes, but I think I did wear one of my own shirts that I really liked. Yeah, I did. In fact, I got this really weird sort of mesh 70s off of eBay once or something, or at a thrift store. I can't remember. That's Orioles mesh, and I wore that in one scene, and the rest
cut off one.
I wasn't brave enough to do that, but it was. It's and so. Yeah, and then early on in my career, I would always do that just because whatever I could. I think I did it in a couple things, but no, I don't. I mean, I try to keep that separate now as much as I can, but it's fun. It's fun. I mean, I'll do it. I mean, I'm a diehard,
Well, let's talk the Orioles. We've talked about this, Ryan and I. Earlier this season, I don't know if we did World Series picks or not, but I had Baltimore as the American League champ. A lot of young guys. Everyone thinks they're a year away still. Because was it Vonnie even talking about that? A lot of young guys, or
it was DeRosa.
It was Mark DeRosa from MLB Network. Was like, I have so many rookies that are playing key positions. Will they, make a run in October? But Gunnar looks like he's hitting the ball, and I mean, I don't know. Jackson Holliday's
shredded those nerves.
Yeah, he's 20 years old, right? He's 20. Yeah. So how do you feel about the Orioles? And I mean, you still got the Yankees there, but I feel like Baltimore is a team to beat with Corbin Burns, and maybe they get some key hits.
Obviously they've got some great players, and that'll be tough coming down the stretch, maybe. But I feel like the only thing that scares me really about the Orioles is just the injuries on the pitching. Denny, it's been, people talking about what we did, what we didn't do during the deadline. But you look at the pitchers that we had injured this year. I don't know how Mike or anybody in any position would be able to sort of handle that. I think we've done the best with Eflin, sort of back of the rotation guy, and with Rogers, right? That those guys can help. But now if Grayson Rodriguez, he's hurt, he's going on this with the lat or something. I don't, Denny, that didn't sound good to me. But what does that mean, Denny? Could that be like just a start he might miss, or could it be more?
Be okay. I had that a couple times in my career, and I think I missed like 2 or 3 starts total with that. So he should be fine with that. But yeah, you're right. It's going to come down to, can they get healthy at the right time? Can a couple guys, like you said, maybe someone like Rogers, struggled his first start, but I think he'll be fine. I love his stuff. I always liked that kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I was a little bit surprised they didn't, when Mark DeRosa and I were talking about it the other day, I was a little surprised they didn't try to go out and get one more kind of big name starter that was out there available and stuff. But, who knows? These young kids can come through. You just never know.
It's true, but you look and those 3 guys that everybody was talking about, the Blake, and the Detroit guy, and who's the third one that everybody was? I'm blanking right now, but those 3, they didn't get traded.
Yeah,
So it seems. It just, I don't think we were going to give up what they wanted, and to the first question about how I feel about the Orioles, I feel really excited about the Orioles.
Yeah.
They're just a fun team. You've got, I think, Santander's having a career year, right? This guy's just like making some great outfield plays, just hitting the ball all over the place. You've got Jackson now finally coming back up and having his moment, right? Mm-hmm. Which I think happened early in the year might have been the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
Kids probably never had adversity thrown at him, and that was a good thing. You got Gunnar, who's had some rough stuff in the field lately, but he's hitting the ball again. Westberg, when he comes back, hopefully before the end of the season. He's Westberg. Adley, Gunnar, and now Jackson. But Westberg, to me, is like, he's one of those guys that doesn't get spoken as much about because of the attention, rightfully so, that and Adley and Gunnar get. But man, I love that guy. He's just a throwback to me. Like a Bobby Rich. Bobby Gritch. I love that guy.
Bobby Gritch.
I loved Bobby Gritch.
No, but Josh, you're right though too, because there's the old saying too, sometimes the best trades in any sport is the trades you don't make. And so you're right. I don't think they wanted to mortgage the future, like if they could have gotten a Skubal, from Detroit, because there was that rumor that he was available. But they've done such a great job with the new GM and their new ownership group now and stuff, and building this great young nucleus that why would you want to take a chance and maybe make a run at this year, but mortgage the future when you can keep this whole team intact and be good for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years?
I think so. I was hoping for a 71-79 World Series rematch with the Pirates and Orioles. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe next year. Although the Pirates just blew. They're down. They're down 7-5 in the bottom of the ninth. They're up 5-4 when we started this interview with Josh Charles. Josh, I'm gonna. Last thing I want to talk about is fantasy football. And the reason I bring this up is I saw, by the way, Kimmy Schmidt. I just rewatched Kimmy Schmidt not too long ago, that was so funny in that show. But I found on the internet that you won the inaugural NFL Network Fantasy Football League in 2004-2005. Is this a true fact or no?
No, it is, and I have the sort of, it's like a wooden football that, like, with my team's name, and I don't know, the kids are playing with it's
wait, what was the team name?
The team was I was Ray's Boys, like, because I wasn't thinking very creatively. And then that was around the time that Prince, became the artist formerly known as Prince. So I became team formerly known as Ray's Boys.
Nice.
All right, and are you going to be fantasy football this year, or is it too much of a time suck? It's just so much.
I was a fantasy football junkie. I was really into it. I had a league in LA, even though I moved back to New York, and a group of guys there. And those drafts, once I had a kid, it just became too hard. I remember being with my dad and his girlfriend. We were out in Annapolis, and it was like over that Labor Day weekend. And I'm on this boat, doing a draft, with guys. hours and I said, I can't do this anymore. Just the time is taken. But I will say this, my son's starting to be interested in it, and he's very good with stats and stuff like that. So I may through him get back in touch with it.
There
but
we go. Yeah, a little father-son bonding.
yeah.
All right, cool. Any last things, Denny?
Well, hey, Josh, what do you got in the works now? Anything coming out soon?
Yeah, I have a show out right now called The Veil that's on Hulu. This limited spy series with Elizabeth Moss, and I have a film out in certain theaters called Mother's Instinct with Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway, and another film that was just called Memory of Jessica and Peter Sarsgaard. And I'm about to go in October. I'm going to be filming the last season of The Handmaid's Tale, also with Elizabeth. So the final season of that show, which is a pretty brilliant show. So I'm excited to go be a part of the ensemble for a year, and that's all I got right now.
That sounds like plenty. And you said you start shooting in October, so maybe in your trailer you got the TV on watching some O's playoff games. So
there you go.
Good luck to Baltimore. I'm rooting for them.
I hope so.
And by the way, you guys are both born like a couple days apart in September. Did you know that? You're both.
Yeah, he's the 15th. I'm the 13th.
Yeah, there you go. And both in Maryland. There you go. Except for he's a little.
Happy birthday. Right, I got you.
All right, cool. And by the way, you can follow Josh at Mr. Josh Charles on Instagram and Twitter, I believe, or X or whatever. You're not big on Twitter, X. You don't do that. Just Instagram.
Yep.
All right, there you go. All right, Josh, thank you so much. It was a real pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much. Thanks for the stories.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, very cool. All right, that was awesome, dude. All right, oh my God, my alarm's going off. I guess it's time for picks at 12:36, and what a great guy, man. Yeah, that was awesome. And I wanted to ask about Dead Poets and Robin Williams, of course, so I'm glad you got that in there, man. And he probably can't do the Richard Pryor stuff anymore. So the Pirates literally did. Oh God, it's 7-6.
Two outs in the bottom of the ninth. Yep.
This team's gonna kill me.
Richard Pryor thing I was gonna say. Well, you can't have blow in the scene, you know.
Yeah, or light yourself on fire. Okay, so picks at 12:36. Yesterday, let's review the picks. I, of course, have to take underdogs. I've said I'm taking underdogs because why? What month is it in? It's Dogust. It's Dogust, so we have a little graphic. So I said I'm going to take graphics. There's Marty and Scooby, and then there's Dodger and the doghouse over there. I haven't been. What is my record? 0-2?
+1 this week, and total 0-5.
0-5. Pirates broke my heart last night. They had the lead. We had our closer in. Bednar gave up a homer to Jackson Merrill, who we'll talk about.
What was the bet? Why I was still in town?
I don't believe I remember. I don't think we have any dog treats here.
I did forget.
Yes! I'm like, I know Ryan was going to bring one. You forgot? Yeah. Well, he was too busy bringing his Mike Evans jersey, which was way better. There's no way I'll lose 6 in a row.
Not possible.
Not possible. Who did I take? I sent it in. No, I have one. Hold on. That's crazy. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I have a pick.
Yeah, where's the game?
Well, first of all, you had a pick last night.
Go with
yeah. Who was that again?
You took Scooble.
Yeah,
and he won on the road.
Scooby?
Scooby thinks.
You might have gone with the Phillies.
That's a good Scooby. Wait, what was that, Ryan?
I don't know. I'm just going through who you could have gone.
Okay, sure. When you look back, it's much simpler. I'm going to go with the Phillies.
Okay, yeah.
I'll show Denny. I'll let Denny take a look at the list here. I didn't have a sheet. I like the. I'm going to take the Phillies on the road. They're starting someone who's not great.
These are tonight's games, right?
These are tonight's games. Yes. They're going against Jordan Montgomery.
I'll take the Padres.
Yep.
The Padres?
I'm kidding.
Oh, you son of a bitch! They just won. Oh, did I just say that?
Wait a minute. Do we have a SOB list?
I don't know. There's no list. I'm going to go out with the Phillies, who are, according to Mark DeRosa, the best team in the National League. They're
plus 106.
Plus 106. Phillies on the road. Going with a pitcher I'm not too aware of. I just thought that the Phillies were underdogs. I'm taking them. This Arizona team cannot keep it up. They cannot be this hot. They're only 3 games behind the Dodgers. 3.5 behind the Dodgers, and they had the Dodgers number. So they're a scary team.
The Phillies?
No, Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona's only 3.5. And by the way, they're getting hot at the right time, and the Dodgers are looking over their shoulder. But tonight, the Phillies cool them off. Please, Phillies, I'm going to become the White Sox. I'm 5 in a row.
Yeah, Keith already has in the chat, the White Sox have more wins in August than Frank.
It's hard to pick underdogs every day, especially coming from someone who likes overs and favorites. We know my background, but I'm going to try. All right, Denny Neagle's looking over to pick. Maybe he has something.
I cannot pick against my Orioles. But I almost have to.
You could take a -1.5, so they'd have to win by 2. That way they're plus money and an underdog.
But they're playing at Toronto, and Gossman's on the
Gossman's the only good the pitcher. It's the only pitcher I wouldn't go against in
yeah.
Toronto.
So you know what? Even though I hate to do it, I'm gonna go with Toronto.
He's taking Toronto as the home dog.
Yeah, they're the home dog.
It's a home dog.
Yep.
He's betting against his team. Ladies
I
and
know.
gentlemen,
I hate
send
that.
this to Josh
Toronto.
Charles and your brother Doug and all your friends
Toronto
in
is a home
Baltimore.
dog, yes.
He's doing it. All right. And Ryan, yesterday you had a pick or not? I can't remember.
Yesterday I did have a pick.
Who'd you have?
Yesterday I took the
San Francisco.
San Francisco Giants with Blake Snell on the mound. Yeah, and they ended up winning.
Right. Have you computed what your record is lately?
In the times that I have picked, I think I'm like around 7-2 in the last.
That's what I was going to say.
That's Vonnie's GM.
That's his GM right there.
But I did just find a stat that maybe you don't want to go with the Phillies. So the Phillies are 0-7 and 0-7 on the run line since July 12th in series openers. The D-backs are 6-0 in that same time frame in series openers when not a dog themselves.
Sticking with Philly.
So
Keystone State,
you're
baby.
breaking the trend. right.
Taking the dog.
All right.
Doggist, baby.
No, that was for the doggy biscuit.
I'm like, wait, yeah, Denny's dog biscuit. No, against the numbers. Who needs numbers? Don't mean anything when you're gambling.
No, I mean, what's 0-5, 0-6?
I thought this was going to go so much better. I was at home one night. Courtney hands me a piece of paper from a pet magazine, and it says it's Doggist days are here. And I went, ooh, that's a good idea for the show. Doggist, I'll pick all dogs.
Well, apparently we're in the dog days of August.
We are. For Frank. Frank is also known as a hot dog. Frank's dogs.
I would have never guessed that with this breezy 115 temperature.
We went outside to do those punts. We all came in sopping wet. So we do that for you folks. All right, Ryan, should we do That's Crazy? We didn't do That's Crazy?
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of dogs, let out the cat, Ann! Here it comes. Jinxie the cat, Chalk the cat.
International Cat Day.
What? That's crazy.
What cat is it? It's Jinxie the cat. This is Jinxie?
I'm telling you it is.
Okay, we'll Google this later. All right, That's Crazy. Ryan, you go first. What do you got?
Sure. We'll have an extra one, so we
have an extra one for Denny.
We can call it Denny's. So the first one is going to be looking at those Phillies. Their leadoff hitter, Kyle Schwarber, had a multi-home run game last night. Yeah, so former Cubby, which
he played for the Nationals too, by the way. Was that the team in the middle? I always forget. Yeah,
and the Red Sox.
So
God, he played for Boston too.
He now leads Phillies history in most leadoff homers. He has 11 this season, tied with last year. He hit 11. In 2007, Jimmy Rollins hit 9. And in 2022, Kyle Schwarber had 7. The MLB single-season record was set in 2003 by Alfonso Soriano, another former Cubby. But if you look at his second homer of the game, he has is a member of the leading multi-home run hit club as a leadoff hitter. And then if you look at the third, most career 3 home run games at a leadoff spot. Mookie Betts has 5. Alfonso Soriano has 3.
Crazy.
And last night was Kyle Schwarber's second.
That's crazy. But no.
That's crazy.
Thank you. Punctuating it. I can't believe, Mookie has 5 3-homer games from the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
The Dodgers get him back. They're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Soriano is another. That guy's kind of a forgotten player. He was really good.
I played with him his rookie year in 2000 with the Yankees. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And you knew then too. I'm like, this guy can play, man. He can hit, he can field, smooth.
Did he have a 40-40 season or a 30-30? Yeah.
He had a 40-40.
Unbelievable talent.
I think he did that with the Nationals, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right.
Or was that the Cubs? Ryan, you're gonna have to look.
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna.
Yeah, he was. You don't hear his name brought up, but when he was in the game, the stretch he had, he was unbelievable.
Yes, he was a legit 5-tool player for sure.
The leadoff home run thing, also, though, I saw a career thing. Ricky Henderson, I think, is still number 1 for all-time leadoff. But if Mookie keeps hitting leadoff, I don't know. I don't know how much time he's got.
I think
Ricky was pretty far out there.
I was gonna say Ricky's pretty far ahead on that one, is he, Ryan? Check that one out too. Ricky Henderson, career leadoff home run leaders, just not. I'm pretty sure he's way up.
He had like 60 or 70.
Yeah. So looking at Alfonso Soriano, in 2002, when he finished 3rd in the MVP voting, he had 39 home runs and 41 stolen bases.
He was a couple away.
But he did do it in 2006
with the Cubs.
46 home runs, 41 stolen bases. That was with the Nationals.
Oh, that was.
You were right. And I remember he wanted to do it badly because it was the year after. Is that what you said? He was so close.
A couple years later.
Couple years. Ladies and gentlemen, just take what I say as close enough. Yeah. But no, he was an awesome player. Always killed the Pirates too, by the way. What is that noise? Is someone chewing? Is it Sean?
Sean is grinding salt over there.
Or is it the guy banging the Heineken bottle
He
off
was
the glass
tasting
again?
the dog biscuits for you to make sure they're okay.
That's a Steeler
So
fan.
looking at the most career leadoff home runs in
Ricky.
Major League Baseball
70?
history. Over.
80.
81.
81.
Wow.
Okay.
81 for Ricky.
Who's second?
Second is George Springer,
Oh,
current Blue Jay,
with the Astros, he hit them all. Yeah.
58. And
Wow.
Alfonso Soriano hit 54.
Yeah. Soriano was up there. I didn't realize Springer passed him.
Yeah, man, I didn't. That's impressive.
Springer was supposedly going to go back to Houston, but they didn't make the trade because
He's
Toronto
kinda
gave him a
fallen
ton of
off a
money.
little bit too.
Yeah, he's fallen off a lot, but he was the postseason guy, man.
Oh,
When he was
God,
in
yeah.
Houston, he'd just kill everybody. All right, cool. My That's Crazy comes from, we're talking home runs again. Is this, I really don't want to talk about it because it's Jackson Merrill.
You wanted it.
I know I did because
didn't
this kid,
force you
Jackson
to
Merrill,
take this one.
yesterday hit the
He's
game-tying home run in the ninth. He's 21 years old. Are you showing the homer against the Pirates? Of course Ryan is. Damn it. So anyway, Jackson Merrill had 3 game-tying or go-ahead home runs in the ninth inning or later this season, tied for most in the season as a player 21 or under in the expansion era. Francisco Alvarez of the Mets did it last year. I don't remember that, but then Stanton, Hosmer with KC, Ryan Zimmerman, another forgotten
Another
guy.
sleeper.
And then Tony Horton. I remember Willie Horton when I was a kid. Tony Horton, I do not recall.
Wait, isn't that the P90X guy?
Was it? That was, oh, God.
What an athlete.
I just remember Willie Horton was a big DH when we were kids, big heavyset guy, and he could bang it. But I don't remember a Tony Horton. So anyway, Jackson Merrill, this kid killed the Pirates, had 4 hits, and somehow they came back and won. We started the Josh Charles interview. They were winning behind me, and they dropped it again. 3 to the Padres.
Tony Horton played first base and left field for the Red Sox from 64 to 67,
Yeah, I don't.
and the Indians from 67 to 70.
Yeah, see, that's a little before I fall in baseball. Yeah. Willie
'cause
Horton, I remember
You
with
weren't
the
into baseball in your teens.
I was not, wasn't born till 69. I loved Willie Horton, though, because I had his baseball card and he could hit bangers, so I liked him a lot. All right, cool. Do we have another That's Crazy? Or that's it?
We do. Just one added stat with the Rookie of the Year in Jackson Merrill. Frank didn't catch that. He's the first player with multiple multi-homer games that also included a game-tying or go-ahead homer in the 9th or later at 21 or younger. So first player in history. to do
he's a
that,
stud.
That young.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's why I forgot about Arizona. I said we were talking one day, teams that have a shot in the second half. A lot of the Twins were the sexy pick and everything. I said I look out for the Padres.
Popular punchy pick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was popular. I just think the Padres they're loaded. What was that?
So that was the extra. That's crazy. So Jose Ramirez, we had talked about before, climbing Guardians Indians history. But last night he officially has another 30 home run, 20 stolen base season. So most in Indian Guardian history, and is now tied for the most as a third baseman, joining A-Rod and Howard Johnson.
And Hojo.
Wow.
I brought up Howard Johnson to somebody on the
Johnson
show.
is right. Another blazing saddle.
Yes. Greg Vaughn and I were talking about Hojo. That's another forgotten guy. He used to kill the Pirates, switch
heck
hitting
of a
third
player.
baseman.
Yeah.
Good ball player, man.
Dude, Jose Ramirez, man, I was talking about him the other day to somebody. Same thing. He is one of the most underrated guys because another under the radar.
Yep.
Because he plays in Cleveland and stuff, But God, all the guy does is just hit.
He's a Hall of Famer. We've already looked at his. We talk about him all the time. You've taken him in the Hump Day homers.
My Hump Day.
If he was playing in New York,
And I
he'd be a
think
superstar.
he got off to a slow start, I think, this year, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. And then here he is. I remember saying, though, I'm like, you watch. So
He's
come
unbelievable.
August, September, his numbers will be
And
there.
they gave him that huge deal in Cleveland, so he'll be a Cleveland.
He's deserving
Guardian.
every penny of it.
Yeah, he does. He's unbelievable. All right, cool. That's crazy. He's done. We didn't do 100 shows ago. We could do that now, right? Or should we just go right to posts? That's too.
Well,
That's crazy.
we can do what you wanted as instead of, because we didn't do the 100 episodes. We did a preview for tomorrow's guest on the show.
Correct. Tomorrow, Denny is leaving.
No.
And yesterday asked him if he could move
I'll
here.
get back.
She's like, could you move here so we could play? We could play tag and wiffle ball. It was really cute. Anyway, he said yes. So anyway, instead of showing a clip from 100 shows ago, I wanted to show a little preview of a gentleman who'll be here tomorrow. Again, the lovely Aaron O'Connor keeps hooking us up with great talent passing through town. Very funny guy named Trevor Glassman who played SEC basketball, and he talks about it in this very funny clip. This guy will be in studio tomorrow, taking time off of a bachelor party that he's in town for.
I was a Division I basketball player when I was in college. I was a walk-on. Do you guys know what a walk-on is? Makes me even know what a walk-on is. Hey, thanks. A quarter of you? The rest of you read books? If you don't know what a walk-on is, it's kind of detailed, so I'll try to sum it up for you guys. But if you don't know what a walk-on is, it's a white guy. That's it. That's the full definition. Now, the real definition, it's a player on the team that pays for school, so doesn't get a scholarship. Doesn't practice, but will go in the games only if the good players die. I had a really healthy team. Besides one kid, there's this one kid named he was 6'10" and had one arm. This is true. You can Google it. I mean, not during my set. That's rude. But went in before me. I paid for that. I paid for Captain Up to take my playing time. He's not because he has one hand, guys. He's 6'10". He's got a mean hook shot. Why are you guys on side? We're friends here. It's not like he was clapping for me on the bench. That'd be a weird clap, right? Go, Trevor! Coach is getting thirsty! Fill up his water!
All right, Trevor Glassman will be here tomorrow. A very funny guy. He's also mutual friends with my buddy Ed Driscoll. He's like, hey, Trevor Glassman just hit me up. He's going to be on your show. I'm like, yeah, this is Aaron O'Connor once again. So thank you, Aaron. Going to be funny. Talk about playing in the SEC. He has a distinction at Mizzou that Jeff Parles pointed out. We'll talk about that tomorrow. By the way, real funny. Someone thinks it should be called Fade the Blade when I pick the dogs every day. Bob Dell loves that. And then Blade Nicotero chimes in right after Bob Dell. So now my whole Bob Dell theory, or
you don't think he's doing?
I don't know if Bob is technical
he's throwing
savvy
you off
enough.
the scent there.
Fade the Blade. Okay. Well, here's the other thing. Blade Nicotero said a run. Where did it say?
He was explaining what happened, I think, in the Pirates game. So a runner slid past second, was tagged out. Do you think that if they touch the base before the tag, it should be a safe call? It would also prevent injuries.
Oh, what do you think?
No.
You can't change 120 years.
No. I mean, they've been messing with too many rules over the last couple of years anyway.
And the bag's bigger anyway.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw a softball league. I was walking the dog one day, and every base is like first for the senior league, which I thought was genius. So you're running at second, you just run through it. I'm like, oh my God, tag him. And then he just jogs back to second and went, oh, they all get, and then a guy at third ran past the bag. That for like over 50 leagues.
I was going to say, now that makes sense.
That makes sense. But
Saves pulled hamstring.
Yeah, we can't have that in the pros. And prevents sliding. Have you ever seen someone old slide? It's not pretty.
Yeah, I saw you slide the other day.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, now, but then Blade Nicotero brings up like talking about the ball breaking the plane. I don't think Bob would know
These
that.
Bleeds?
These bleeds? You are not doing Cannonball Run. These bleeds? You're talking about these bleeds? He's doing an outtake from Cannonball Run.
You just said Blake in the...
This is why I love him so much. Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. I can't believe you just did that. Aaron O'Connor is awesome, Keith Lyle. All right, before we do a few posts, you do have...
Yes, so it is a Thursday, meaning Fungo Trivia.
All right, Frankie Fungo. That's my baseball nickname.
Frankie Fungo.
Both
I like
of you.
that.
I like. See, I knew that. So Denny can help me out on this.
Yes.
All right. So this is a player who's played for two teams, and it's usually to preview the series the Pirates have coming up this weekend, which is the Dodgers.
Yes. So the first one is going to be in that.
Both the Dodgers and LA.
Yeah, played for the Pirates and Dodgers in 2010. Played for 13 total teams. 2011 World Series champion, and those are his pitching stats.
Oh, pitching stats. Dang,
He's a
that just threw me
pitcher.
off because I was going with somebody else.
Okay, it's not Tony Watson's way. No, it's not Tony Watson. Tony Watson? It's not Tony Watson. No, Tony Watson. Okay, Tony Watson. Oh, wait, he's a right-hander.
Because the 2011 World Series champion.
Yeah.
Was that the Cardinals?
Oh. Yeah. Wait, so he played for the Cards.
Yeah, so if he was with the Dodgers and the Pirates 2010, but then obviously he was with the
Cardinals. Wow, you got the Cards. Nice job, buddy.
In 2011. Well, hold on. Man, 1,143 strikeouts. Career 3.7.
It's a relief guy, right?
So also had 109 saves.
Oh, wow.
Career record of 59 and 50.
What? Oh, it's a reliever then.
Oh, man.
Okay, Dodgers, Pirates.
How many career saves?
109.
Is it a Latino name?
Yes.
It's not Torres, Pedro. Is it the heavyset guy, Ron Vallone?
No.
It's not Ron Vallone.
Heavyset guy. I'm
Pro
sure he's
Vallone.
a professional athlete. We might need one more clue.
Righty or lefty?
He's a righty.
right-hander.
Alejandro Pena. No, it was
No.
two way. That was 30 years ago.
What if I told you that he has a Chris Berman nickname?
Oh.
It's not Octavio Dotel.
Dotel?
You son of a...
Wow, do tell.
This is a running joke. They keep throwing Octavio I mess up his name every time. Octavio Dotel. Because Berman would go, his nickname was Octavio Dotel. I was like, there's no way he's giving me Octavio Dotel.
That guy.
He played for 13 total teams. So
And he got
that's
a ring with the
impressive.
cards.
yeah.
All right. Get him off my screen. I don't want to be on the screen with him.
So the second one isn't going to preview the Pirates-Dodgers series.
Okay.
It actually looks at a player that played for neither Pittsburgh nor LA. He was actually a Cleveland Indian from 2004 to 2011, joined the Phillies after taking 2 years off because of injury in 2014-2015.
Aha.
4 total teams, 3-time All-Star,
I know you did here, maybe.
2-time Gold Glove winner, 2008 Silver Slugger, and led the league in doubles and runs scored in 2006.
I have a guess. No. Is it the new manager of the Chicago White Sox? Is it Grady Sizemore?
That it is.
Ah!
It is Grady
We were talking
Sizemore.
about what a
Very
great
nice.
player he
Yeah,
is.
heck of
So
a player.
you snuck that in because when I was talking about they just named Grady Sizemore, you were probably like, don't say.
Well, that's kind of the reason. I was going to go with him because he was named the interim manager today. Just kind of give us a little bit.
That's
way to
that's
talk
great
about
topical.
it.
That's great work by you to make it so topical. And
I'm
said,
just shocked that they fired the manager.
yeah, 60 games. I think the owners went, you're 60 games under 500.
You know, if you would have kept it at 50, we might.
And that's coming off a win 2 days ago. You could be, Coach, I won to the gym. I won 2 days ago. Yeah, but you lost 20 days before
Dude, I
that.
could just see them sitting in meetings like in The Natural. Losing is a disease.
Is a disease.
Contagious
as syphilis.
Yeah.
And that's when Roy Hobbs walks out. Roy, go see when I say, get back here. No, I won't do it, Pop. Batting practice tomorrow. Be there. I have been. I still think the that's the
Classic.
best baseball move. Okay, anyway, Grady Sizemore, as I was saying, he was on track to be, I don't know, maybe borderline even Hall of Famer. Great player, injury bug hit him, and then he played a couple years with the Phillies. Great player, Grady Sizemore. Good one, Ryan. All right, we have time for a few posts.
Sure.
What do we got? All right, hands on the horn. We got a live horn here. Denny's feeling Grady Sizemore. Good luck,
Oh, look
Grady.
at that handsome guy.
Look at that picture. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got a few posts with punchlines. This is Denny's last show being here. He's off on a flight today, heading back to
Denver for just a couple
Golf
days.
tournament,
Then
golf
on to
tournament.
Knoxville, back to Denver, then to Cody, Wyoming.
He's all over the place, ladies and gentlemen.
Heads are falling off.
It's raining cats and dogs. All right, go for it.
So we may not be going to Denver, but we are going to Boulder.
Look at the segues. Look at the
so-
segues. I'm so proud.
Colorado football posted a video
is
yesterday
Uh-oh.
that seemed to look a little edited.
Now watch the catch. So, okay. They edited it. It was a ball thrown out of bounds. It's hard to tell this far away from you.
Well,
Or at least incomplete.
So that's what it seemed like, and social media kind of ran with it and made it seem like Colorado edited something together.
Oh, is there a different angle now?
Colorado then posted the 2 angles separately to show that it was the same play, but I don't care about that one. I want to show you guys the trend that was started on social media
Oh,
of
God.
all
Okay.
the other teams then posting about it. So again, another look at this.
Okay, so that's the original one. It didn't look like the same play.
And then it kind of freezes.
Sure did.
Big Ten, Arkansas, Idaho, LA, just all these different accounts were tweeting it. And Hawaii did this one.
Big lineman catching it.
The big man.
Look at him.
And then we go to the Winnipeg Jets,
Oh, CFL's in on a beach.
NHL.
Oh, NHL, sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Tell me he's going to catch it on the quad. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean that was just there were a bunch of good ones.
That's
Oregon changed different gameplay videos, it
Right.
just kind of ballooned. So if you do see that kind of darts only post,
Right.
that's kind of what
Now,
inspired
you said there's a version where it looks like it was a legit catch, because when you look at the original version, I know it was hard to tell farther, but it looks like there's no way that was the same.
Right. Yeah. No. When I first saw it, it
Yeah.
did not look like the same.
Because that
play.
happened the other day, and I don't. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, they did end up posting the 2 videos.
Internet
separately.
doing its thing, making
Yeah,
us laugh.
so-
Good
you
job.
heard Shador's rap song?
No.
Oh,
Shadur
good?
Sanders has a rap song.
yeah. You don't want to hear that.
Is it worse than Antonio Brown?
I don't know if I've ever heard Antonio's.
Oh, AB.
Oh man,
He's got off
it's
the
got
deep
to
end.
rival it.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
He's off the deep end.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to Sean. How do you say this state? Illa.
Okay, good,
Oh,
good.
ah, he
No
threw
S,
the A,
no
threw the
S.
S.
So yeah, from one college football team to another, going to Illinois football. The Fighting Illini are doing throwback uniforms for their game against Michigan in
Look at
October.
that helmet.
I know.
So-
Is it leather?
It is hand painted. Each individual helmet
No
is hand
way.
painted to look, like a leather helmet. They've kind of got those orange bars on the bottom, but this is in homage to Red Grange, who
Sure.
had a record performance 100 years ago. So this kind of just 1924, the Declaration game.
They wore leather helmets. There's a movie, Leatherheads. I don't know if you've ever seen it. George
Yeah,
Clooney, John Favreau,
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Yeah, early Office days. Pretty
Dude,
good.
what was it like watching that game live? with
I'll
Red
tell you.
Grange?
Red was so fast, and the Galloping Ghost, was that his nickname? Was he the Galloping Ghost? Hey Siri, who
think
was
he-
nicknamed the
Caden
Galloping
said,
Ghost?
Yeah. Oh, it says that? Okay.
Red Range.
I can't read.
Why did I know that?
See, he's got Siri now. Back then, he had to send to Western Union.
Pony Express.
Pony Express.
Go find out Red Grange's nickname. And again, back then I was a country prospector. Every time I do a future voice or I become a
2
prospector.
years later, the answer came back to
2
me.
years later, I found out I was right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
sir.
So at the beginning of
Go
the
on,
show,
young buck.
we maybe talked a little bit about Hard Knocks.
I did.
But going from the Fighting Illini to the Chicago Bears, someone compared what we see on the Bears version of Hard Knocks versus what we saw on the Lions version of Hard Knocks. We got to see a gritty team being formed by Dan Campbell and a team that slides on a slip and slide.
Yeah.
And goes, da Bears.
The Bears. Well, because Caleb Williams, they were in the quarterback room. I turned it off right at the slip and slide moment, or I was doing laundry or something. That's right. So anyway, they go, Caleb, have you ever played baseball? And he's like, no. And they're like, well, do you know how to slide? He goes, well, I think you slide.
You got to keep your feet up so
your
that way
feet
your
up.
cleats don't go into the grass.
And then
I was
something
gonna
about
say,
the
you would think a
IT
quarterback
muscle.
would know how to
yeah,
slide,
the
though.
slide on the IT band.
Right, the IT muscle or something on
Yeah.
the side. I don't know.
T-band.
Okay, IT band. Yeah, they go, okay, well, we're going to teach you how to slide on a slip and slide. And he ran out, slip and slide. And
Which they also made like a Top Gun sequence of
Right.
just a music video.
See, I
kinda.
paused it.
God.
I'll go home and watch that.
Yeah, a little too long on the sliding.
Right. That's why this is why you're a little worried about
Somebody
Hard
did
Knocks.
like the goose pose. And,
Yeah.
I mean, a slider.
Yeah.
Slider. Yeah, right. When he does
first
that. Oh, I know you've seen that scene a few times. And then the Lions, of course, yeah, grit. I mean, they're getting into fights, and
Get
they
to
were.
see, tough
Dan, you gotta love
football.
Dan Campbell.
I love Dan Campbell.
Okay, well, so the still talking about the Chicago Bears getting or should be getting a new stadium, whether it be on the waterfront of Lake Michigan or moving to Arlington Heights. There was a post, I believe, by Front Office Sports looking
Wow, look
at
at
all the other stadiums that are soon to be built, new stadiums. So the Bills are going to be getting a $1.5 billion stadium. The Titans are now getting a $2.1 billion.
Wow.
The Browns announced their kind of.
Wait, their stadium's not that old.
So they still they're looking for half of 2.4 billion, so 1.2 billion in public
Oh, my
funding
God.
for that stadium, and that's why it says proposed, and that's the Bears also says proposed, and it's also as much as the other ones kind of combined.
Did it say the Jags?
And
were they on that list?
the Jags, who we'd kind of talked about a little bit before.
That's right. Yeah, the rendering of those were cool. Why did the Browns? They're not. Their stadium's not that old.
That doesn't seem that old.
But so they
well,
can lose more games.
I think it would be to put them in a dome.
Oh man! If Cleveland goes into a dome,
boy.
they are the biggest
They're
wussies.
they should lose the dog pound.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't be the dog pound. You can be like the puppy pound or something. Pound puppies. That's from Modern Family. But no, they can't. No way. You can't. That's why Buffalo specifically didn't do the dome. They're like, we're the Buffalo Bills. We're
Yeah.
going to play in a dome.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vikings kind of copped out too a little bit, but
Yeah.
it got really cold there, though, right?
Yeah, really cold. And
People are ice
that
fishing.
new stadium is pretty sweet.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, Ryan. How many more do you have?
I mean, We honestly have a lot more. But
okay. Well,
the one that we'll kind of do that we've kind of been saving with you.
What
Denny,
is that photo of you?
So yeah. This is you'll get a preview of what Matt is like next week. Okay, so Brookskate put together a
You can
ranking,
read that, right, Denny?
a ranking of all big sports teams, so
wanted Denny
NFL,
to see
Major League
this.
Baseball, NBA stadiums, based on their ranking on Yelp or rating
The big
on
four
Yelp,
stadiums.
Google,
Big four.
TripAdvisor, Facebook. So yeah, the best field apparently is in a shithole of Green Bay, Lambeau Field.
Green Bay
Look
Packers.
at number
Suck.
2.
And then
That's
2
what I was happy
is
about.
PNC Park, 3 is Camden Yards,
Yeah.
and then all the way at the bottom,
Yes. I wanted
number
Denny to see
90
this.
is the Commanders Field.
100%. 100% in agreement with that. You've seen the videos, right? Of like the
leaks.
the pipes broke and everything.
No.
And yeah, waste was like pouring on fans and stuff.
Oh my God.
It's horrible. Plus, even when it was brand new, the design of it was just, you never felt like you had that feel, of watching your team in a great sports stadium and stuff. It was too big.
I've been to that stadium.
Yes, you have. You know.
Denny took me there the night after a show I did there for charity, and then we kept going. And I had my suitcase with me, and Denny goes, "The cabs are that way."
And there he goes, looking
With the-
like Steve Martin and
Yeah, John Candy.
John Candy.
I mean, everyone at the tailgate's like, he's never gonna get. I somehow found a cab, got to the airport with like a minute to go, got on a bulkhead seat. I'm like crying and shaking on the way home from a very exciting weekend. But I was in the stadium.
Hey, and I will say too, speaking from a player standpoint as well too, even when I was playing still, all of us players used to talk about our favorite stadium to go to, and it was PNC Park too.
PNC. I'm biased,
it's
obviously.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. The view, you can't beat the view. And Camden, which I went to after it first opened, which was the first throwback stadium. Camden's awesome.
Yep, they kind of set the tone for all
They
the new
did.
stadiums,
Absolutely, they did. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. This is good for Denny.
Yeah, so
Thank you for putting
this is the one we'll kind of get out of here on. So
Okay.
another Brookskate.
This
He
has
decided
nothing to do with sports.
Yeah, not at
Yes,
all.
I like.
He decided to put out his top 15 2000s comedies.
Okay.
So his best comedy of the 2000s was Superbad.
So he actually has them ranked by number. I thought he was just numbering them.
No, yeah. So his favorite is Superbad, followed by Tropic Thunder and Step Brothers.
Okay. So you can only have 3 of these on a desert island, Denny. What are your 3 movies? I already know mine, but I'm curious. I mean,
I'm definitely going with Wedding Crashers. 'Cause I
That's
freaking
not
love
bad.
that movie.
okay.
That's not bad.
Trying to see.
Got The Hangover. The Breakup is number 10.
Oh yeah,
That's not-
I gotta go Hangover also too. The
Okay.
first Hangover I think was brilliant.
Keith Lyle's the dealer in that. Keith will appreciate that.
Got Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Role Models.
Dude, I love Forgetting Sarah
Okay,
Marshall.
thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so
I think I might have told you that story, Frank. The first time I ever saw it.
you're on a plane.
Yep, I downloaded on the plane. I got my big iPad out. Had no idea that first scene.
Jason Segel was doing
He comes out
full frontal nudity.
and I have this sweet older lady like right over my shoulder, and she happened to be looking at my screen because I went, "Oh crap!" And I turn around, and she's like, just giving that look like my grandmother used to give me.
Oh my God. My top 3. This was the third one is tough. I go Step Brothers. I've seen Step Brothers 100 times. I do love Napoleon Dynamite, but no. Talladega Nights was in the running for me. I go Anchorman 2. So I go 2 Will Ferrells. Now the third one, as much as I love Superbad, no, was between Tropic Thunder and Sarah Marshall. And then I realized just because when Jason Segel does the Dracula musical, die, I can. That line alone. Well, I'm putting Sarah Marshall 3. So for me, it's Step Brothers, Anchorman, Sarah Marshall. Tropic Thunder's like 3A. Oh my God, that's tough. I do love The Hangover. The Breakup is not that good. Nacho Libre, I've never even seen. Sideways is really not that funny. It's a great movie, though.
It's a great movie.
And Role Models, I don't think I've ever seen.
Role Models isn't bad.
Yeah. All right, Dad, what's yours?
I mean, it's hard for me to narrow down to 3 because Superbad is really good. Tropic Thunder is really good. But I do have to go Step Brothers.
You have to take Step Brothers.
Leaving Talladega Nights
I
off
know.
is really hard.
That's harder than Tropic Thunder, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
But I also have to go with The Hangover, and then I'm going to go with Pineapple Express.
See?
that's
Just
a
to
great
get
one,
some
too.
variety in there if I'm stuck.
Pineapple
Haven't
Express,
watched
I only
different
saw
movies.
once. Again, it was
That
filmed
was
right.
funny.
I saw it being filmed, actually, where they wrecked the car. It was right on Lancashire. I saw some of it being filmed, actually. I have to go back and watch that.
You were almost in the scene, right? No.
Right. Well, yeah, I was going to play a weed guy. No, I don't know. That's good. But Brookskate took a turn there. Jordan took a turn on us and did an all movie thing, and we love it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Right. Ryan, great job putting that together. But Napoleon Dynamite's so good too. Damn.
Yeah, I'm not big on Napoleon.
You don't like that
It's
movie
a
that much?
sledgehammer.
What are you saying? Let's get some bracelets. All right. Anyway, Denny, we can't thank you enough. You come in here, and we had a blast with you all week. These are 4 of the most solid shows we've had in a long time. I hear from friends. Everyone's like, Ann wants you to move here. Ann, she has a place.
All right.
She has a place. Anyway, we appreciate it. And then, walking out the door the other day, he's like, well, the World Series is coming up. Maybe I'll come back.
Never know.
We would love that. A round of applause for Denny Neagle all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Trevor Glassman is here. I'm Frank Nicotero, Ryan McCormick, and Caden, and Sean, and Ann. Courtney was even here for the live show. I'm Frank Nicotero. Lines in Nevada every show. Live in Nevada every show.